right, guys. So today what I wanted to do is share a few basics on starting your group if you haven't set it up, and then a few things that I do differently than what others recommend. So let's get started. All right, so if you've never set up a group before, it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is hop over to the left-hand side here on this bar and click on groups. And you can go ahead and click create right at the top. Hey, Becky. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go over some basics on how to set up your group if you've never done that before, because we have a lot of people who haven't set up their group. And then we have a few things that I like to do a little bit differently than some others do. So I'm just gonna go over those things pretty quickly. The very first thing here, when you set up your group, super important. People love to name their group according to their business name or to some sort of popular phrase or things like that, but you really want to just stick with the words that people are searching. So for instance, we'll just go with the funnel theme here, and we'll say, launch a funnel. Because people are going to be, going into Facebook and they're going to search certain terms, and that's how your group is going to pop up. So if you go ahead and put your business name in there, if I put Beyond Food or Simo Media or any of the other businesses that I have, nobody's going to be searching that. They're actually going to be searching for what it is they're trying to accomplish. All right, so then of course you can go ahead and pop somebody in there. In this test group, we'll just put Becky right in there and do that. Oops, can't spell today. I don't know why you're not popping up. That's all right. All right, we'll just keep going. I think it'll let me do it by myself anyways, because this is just a test group. So the biggest thing here that I do differently from other people is that they're going to tell you if you're giving away anything valuable in your group to go ahead and put your group to private, because you want people to come in, you want them to give you your email and all that stuff. Hey, David. So the thing is, I actually choose to make groups public when I first start. And what I do is I make it public up until there are about 500 to 1,000 people in the group. And basically what that does is if you click public instead of private for your, switch it over to private. So let's just do that. And the first thing we said too was just be general with your name for your group. I just put launch a funnel because I was trying to show you guys that you don't want to use your business name, you don't want to use your product name, any of that stuff. You're not going to use that for a free group. You're going to be naming your funnel exactly with what people are searching. So let's actually go right into the settings too, and we'll get all those other settings taken care of as well. We'll get that done. All right, so group name, launch a funnel. If you did want to add something more specific, you could say, let's just say launch a funnel with Becky. You can go ahead and put your name at the end, or let's just say a lot of people like to put hosted by, and that works out really well, but it's the terms that people are searching that you really want to put up front. And then when you have your paid group, where actual paid members are coming in, then that's the funnel, or the group that you'll have that's actually, in accordance with your program or like the brand name of your products. But for the free group, you just want to name it according to what they're searching. The other big thing to remember too is you want to go right in there and you want to switch right over to a learning community. So it's going to be called social learning, and this is the one where you have the actual units, so that way you can post links, and have people learn material. Now, even though it says social learning, you can use this for a variety of groups. So I have another e-commerce group that's Hi Beth, that's all about fitness and protein and stuff like that. And I still use this social learning because you can still have YouTube videos that talk about your products and things like that. Like basically it gives people steps to go through and content to watch. So you'll really want to use the social learning whether or not you're using your group for a course or doing an e-commerce group or anything like that. It just gives you so much more flexibility. All right, so location is something else that's super key too. Facebook is going to recommend your group to people, depending on proximity. But what we found is that if you don't put in a location, it's going to recommend your group to a lot less people. So definitely put in the location. It's not going to, prevent people from other areas from joining your group or anything like that. It's just when you have this information much more complete, Facebook recommending, you organically to people that are searching your terms, it's going to pop up so much quicker. Let's see. All right, so when you pop down to the tags, those are things specifically that people are searching. Now we're talking about a free group here, so it'll give you up to 5 tags, but you want to do the terms that people are searching for the solution. So don't think about it in your own regard as an expert, as the one who's actually creating the group and what kind of terms you think they are. It would be the terms of a newbie who actually needs your help and needs your guidance. What terms are they searching? For instance, like we just said, this is a launch a funnel group. You might also want to put the key term of website too, because people might still be searching website and be a little bit confused between the difference between a website and a funnel. So basically, make sure you're using newbie terms for your free group, because you want to think about it from the perspective that they would, not the way that you'd be searching it. Let's see. Another huge thing, people debate about is this whole whether or not you should link it to your business page. Some people say that, you get reduced viewing. I haven't really experienced that myself, and I like to link them to my main Facebook business page, so that way when someone's on the page, they can see, these are different groups to choose from. So really, this is up to you. I haven't really seen that, the group's getting served to less people if it's linked to a specific page. Let's see. And some people too, they forget to customize their URL for their group. And again, this is just like we talked about with the name itself. Keep it super simple and keep it so that, it's something that they'd be searching, and it's something that they could easily type even if they didn't have a clickable link. So, if they just saw your link somewhere, that they'd easily remember it and could pop it in, to a search bar wherever they are. You really don't want it to be super long. I'm not sure this is going to work because this is a pretty generic phrase that we used, but we will give it a go. All right, let's try it. Wow, so nobody else has named their group Launch a Funnel, so it actually worked. So that's cool. So basically customize this URL for your group. Keep it simple. Keep it directly in line with the name of your group and with the terms that people are searching, and make it something so that's easy to remember. You'll find that a lot of people will recommend your group to someone else, and if it's super, super easy to remember the handle for your group, you're just gonna get so many more people in there. You just want to keep it so these things aren't complicated. All right, so then the other thing that we had mentioned before too was just whether your group is visible or hidden. Of course, we want this to be visible. We want everyone to see it because we're talking about a free group here and making this so that people are going to stumble on it. Organically, that's one of the first things you're going to do. We'll certainly talk about ads and retargeting and all that other stuff here soon over the next couple days. But the very first thing is just making it as easy as possible for people to stumble on your group. All right, so post topics, yes, we want that. Section, social learning units, yes, that's something that we want. super, super important. And we did say yes to that, which is great. All right. Whoop, sorry, I kicked us back. All right, let's go back to the bottom here. All right, membership approvals. So here are a few other things. Depending on the type of group that you have, some people will say anyone can approve a membership. That's not something you guys really want to do because you guys are focusing on professional groups. Hey there, Vince. You're focusing on professional groups and making sure that you're getting quality people in there that are only approved by you and your team. So definitely select admins and moderators only for that. Pre-approvals, that's only something that you would have if you have other groups and you want people to automatically come in. So for instance, let's just say this is your free group and then you have another paid group. You could certainly link those and do it that way. All right, so now here's the big thing that everyone loves. They love to make sure that they're asking questions to qualify the people that come into their group and to get their email. So you can pretty much ask them whatever you want. They've got these cool things now where you can do multiple choice for your questions. You can do a checkbox. You can do a written answer. So it's pretty cool, all the different things that you can ask them. But it's best. I find that it's best to have written answer, and you'd really you want to be asking them questions that show that they're good candidates for your group. So for instance, you would say, have you ever launched a funnel before? Or, have you ever built a funnel before? Things related to that. Usually 2 or 3 questions is good. So you're gonna ask them 2 questions, confirming that they're good candidates for your group. And then the very last question that you'll ask them is what their email is. And you want to give them something to motivate them in exchange for getting that email. So if you have some cool info that you can give away, tips or anything that's full of value and appealing to them, that's where you're going to say, okay, in exchange for your email, we'd love to give you a guide on XYZ. And that's a great way to get people's emails when they come in. So using these questions can be super helpful. And the really cool thing too, that most people don't know, that you guys want to take note of, is if you ask these questions here and you use an app to actually to go ahead and to collect the information from these questions and the IDs of the individuals, what'll happen is even if they say no, that they don't want to give you their email, what'll happen is when people come into your group, you'll have the answers to the questions and you'll have their Facebook IDs. So you'll have a list of the Facebook IDs of all those people, and you'll be able to run very economical ads directly to them and create lookalike audiences and custom audiences right from those people. So you don't have to be worried about them saying no, that they're not giving you their email. As long as you have that Facebook ID of all those people that are coming into your group, that's going to be ideal because you'll be able to run ads that are super inexpensive and super easy and expand on that to bring a ton of new members in. So you really want to set these questions up and make sure to be getting that information in there. All right, so let's see what else we have. So rules, that's another super important thing here that I want you guys to see. Now, Facebook will give you some basic rules that you can get started with, these ones with, be kind and courteous and no promos, no spam. These are all pretty basic. They're a good way to get started, but I really recommend, customizing your rules specifically for how you want your group to operate. So you can use any of these if you want. What you'll do is, let's just say no one wants spam in their group. So if you did want to use one of these stock ones, you can say go ahead and confirm, and it's going to automatically add that as one of your rules. And I don't know why that it didn't give it to us. We'll try that again. All right, so no promos, perfect. There we go. So now it added that one automatically, and I can go in and see if I want to use any of these other stock ones. Let's just say, for instance, we're going to use the ones about behavior, we'll go ahead and put that in there, and then you can create other ones from scratch. And what I'll do is I'll show you some of the sample ones even that we use for our group, because they're very, very specific about the behavior that we allow, what's okay and what's not. So I'll give those to you, and you can take a look at those and use them kind of as a swipe file, because you really want to get specific about what the rules are for your group members. It doesn't really seem like a big deal in the beginning, but once you get a lot of group members in there, it's going to be great, because you'll have the rules to cite, and if posts come up where people are behaving inappropriately, or you kind of need to guide them in the right direction, then you can remove their comments or their posts and give them feedback that's going to give them help on exactly how to behave in your group. So definitely spend some time on this, and I'll give you the swipe file for the rules that we use that are a lot more specific than these ones right here, because it's going to save you a lot of time in the long run if you have these set up from the very, very beginning. So it's super, super important. All right. Let's see. So we did membership questions, and now keyword alerts. This is a huge thing that we've talked about before, and setting up keywords is gonna save you as well. So what you're gonna do is you'll click keyword alerts, and then do set this up. And the keywords that you're gonna want to use are pretty strategic, so I can actually give you a list of those. I think I may have put up a post about it before. So you're gonna want to use keywords like your name, the name of any of your team members. You'll want to put in help, support, things like that. You can also put in the names of any members that you just want to keep an eye on, so that way you get an alert when they post something, and you can make sure that it's appropriate. You'll want to put keyword alerts for any sort of phrases that you don't want, especially making sure that your members aren't using profanity, things like that. And I'll give you the list of most of the words that we use, so you can kind of use that and pull from that. So profanity is one thing, and then the other stuff too is, you want to find out when members are stuck on a certain concept, or they're at a point where they want to purchase something. So you can put keywords related to that as well. If you have a name for your program, name for the products that you're selling, any of those things, you'll want to put those keywords in there as well. The other cool thing that we like to do too is we do www, bit.ly, and HTTPS, things like that. So if you have any members who are posting links in your group, what's going to happen is it'll instantly pop up as a keyword alert for you, and you'll be able to check it to make sure that the members in your group aren't spamming. And if they did give a link for something, maybe they're trying to teach another member something, or they're asking you a question, but it'll send an instant alert to you and any of your team. So, if you're the admin for your group and you have several moderators, everyone's going to get those keyword alerts, and anyone on the team can go ahead and check those. And I'm going to add one just so you guys can kind of see how it works as well. Because when the keyword alerts pop up, you'll have the opportunity to go ahead and leave them or to remove them. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that too, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if someone were to come in here and to type help me, which is the keyword that I just put in, then let's see, then you're gonna get an instant alert. Here we go. All right, so I'll type help me, and then you'll see this is gonna pop right up. There we go. So it's pretty cool, because you're not, as the owner and the admin of the group, you won't be the only one who gets that alert. Your other team members will get that as well, and they'll be able to see, whether there's something that they can assist one of your members with. So it's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. And did that pop up? It'd be funny if the example I was trying to give you didn't even work. Oh, it should have. Okay, so maybe we'll go ahead And I'll go ahead and refresh this page and see. Hey, how are you? Yes, the keywords are super, super helpful. And I don't even know why I can't talk today, guys. I think I need to have some lunch because I can't even speak right. So what I was trying to show you guys is that when you put the keywords in, and I'll give you a swipe file with all these to get started on. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the sound was going off. Very weird. Okay. So when you put these in, all the people on your team are going to go ahead and they're going to get those alerts, which is really, really cool. So that way you can make sure that, you know, the members in your group are following the rules, and if they're trying to get your attention, then you can easily respond to them. I'm sorry, Barbara, I didn't realize that for some reason the sound was cutting out. Becky, can you tell me? Oh, that's happening for you as well? Okay, well that's all right, because we'll wrap this up here. And next time I'll make sure that I'm using a hardwired line. Yeah, I don't know. I know there's some issues with Facebook right now, but I'll make sure that my line is hardwired for next time so that this doesn't happen again. And I can go through some of these things again. So just to wrap it up, since we're having a few things, a few issues happening, is I'll give you guys a swipe file for the keyword alerts. I'll give you a swipe file for the rules as well, and that way, you know, you can go ahead and pick the ones that are going to work well for you and kind of expand on it from there. And if there were a lot of spots that kind of the sound stopped working here, then I'll go ahead and I can just review some of these again tomorrow, because I didn't even realize that you guys were having some trouble hearing me. So sorry about that, guys. All right. So thanks for sticking with me. That's already been 30 minutes. So we'll hop off because I don't want to keep you guys too long. But I'll go ahead and review some of these things again tomorrow, because I didn't realize that that I was popping off a little bit because of Facebook with the sound and all that stuff with the interface changes. So I'll pop off and I'll make sure to get both of those swipe files for you guys. And if you have any questions related to just the basics of your group settings or anything like that, you can go ahead and post them right on this thread, and either Becky or I can answer those for you. So hope you guys have a great afternoon, and we will see you again tomorrow.